Hey everybody, it's Yasmin here, and I will very shortly be going live with my Unity Online radio show. So I thought what I would do is I would actually talk a bit more about what I talked about this morning, which is the three main pillars of your chart, we could call them. Because it is a different audience. I think the UK people are still awake, but the Americans would have definitely been asleep, and now the Australians are asleep. So I just think it's kind of an interesting thing to explain. I'm just listening. If you listen on online, Unity Online Radio, there's a guy getting very excited. He's talking about, I don't know what he's talking about actually. All right, okay, 26, because the first thing I want to talk about is your rising sign. Hello, Cara. Hello, Tracy. Where are we? Should be doing this meditation this guy's doing. He sounds like he's having a very good time. All right. All right. I know what I'm doing. I knew what I was doing anyway. I just wanted to triple check. Are you going to call in? If you want to call in, I'll give you the number to call in on. This guy's amazing. I don't know who it is, but he's kind of full on. It's very good. Oh, he's finishing his show. That means I'm next. Basically, he's talking about how if you're upbeat, you'll manifest better. And he's finishing off with a woo! Inspire Nation, I think he is. He has a little thing at the end of his show saying, like and subscribe. I should do that. All right. So the number, if you want to call, is 816-251-3555, and I will look at your chart. People are, oh, Kathy, Giovannoni, thank you. Gosh, I just saw your streak of stars. Amazing. Hope I said your name okay. All right. People always say, will you read my chart? And I always say, I don't really do chart readings at the moment. I literally just don't have time. I basically don't have time to do anything right now. I was up till like 10 o'clock at night writing my new cards. I'm doing them again now. The number is 816-251-355. And so if you want me to look at your chart, the time is now. I will look at your chart. Call in 816-251-3555. It's a pleasure. But I'm going to talk a bit more about the ascendant, moon sign, and sun sign. 816-251-3555. I'm just looking something in here. Oh, I'm a bit sleepy today. I have been sleeping well though. I don't know how many of you remember you told me to get a happy light. I got a happy light. I'll just turn it off for now because it's a bit bright when I'm doing the thing. It's about 2 minutes to go, guys. Oh yeah, so I'll mention it again on the show, but my astrology book, Astrology Made Easy, is crazy cheap right now. Let me just see if I can remember the easy. Is it smarturl.it/am? Let me see if I can remember it off by heart. Yes. Okay. Oh. Ooh, they're talking now on unityonlineradio.org about their new intention dice. So you throw the dice and it tells you what intention to send. Melinda Maidhoff, did I get what you sent me? What did you send me? I don't know, do tell. Normally if I get something, I put it on Facebook or I put it on Instagram to say thank you, because I figure I might as well say thank you in public and show other people, assuming it's a lovely thing, which mostly it is. Yes, Amazon Kindle edition of my book, Astrology Made Easy, is 99 cents. And it's about £1.42, something like that. No, 99p I think it is. It's crazily ridiculous. I'm not sure what I think about it. Actually, when it first came out, you know what they did? They actually gave the PDF away to people to see. I don't know why, actually. I was like, oh my God, I just spent a year writing that. Now it's free as a PDF. But lots of people love it. What if you're not sure of your time of birth? That's a bummer. Get a kinesiologist to verify and look at and talk to a rectification astrologer. Paperback is available, but it's not available for 99 cents or P. Here we go. Here comes my music. Oh, actually, if I do that, you can hear it. Yasmin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Weekly Astrology with Yasmin, the show where I tell you what's coming up in the astrology of the week ahead, and you hopefully call me so I can look at your chart and tell you where it's all happening for you. My number is 816-251-3555. That's 816-251-3555. And I would love to speak to you, and I would love to take your call, and I would love to tell you about the astrology for the week ahead. So let me do that right now before I get into anything else. So if you cast a chart for right now for the next 7 days with using basically just looking at the major planetary activity, I can tell you there is not much activity going on. In fact, there's only 3 kind of, I would say, relatively small and not very noisy planetary activities taking place. So the first one is, in fact, let me just say, because it's the 1st of March, I'm going to tell you a bit about the month ahead, but let me just talk about the week ahead first, and then we can get into the month. So basically this week we have Venus sextile Uranus, which is going to take place on March the 3rd in the UK, and in fact pretty much everywhere. We'll feel it on March the 3rd. And the thing about this is it's actually quite nice for, you know, if you've been having trouble with someone, if you've been through a falling out, if your relationship's been lagging a bit, if it's all felt a bit lately, well, guess what? The good news is that Venus sextile Uranus is going to be very good for you. Why? Because Venus is the planet of love and relating and also of abundance, and Uranus is the planet of turnarounds. So basically what you get is the possibility of turnarounds to do with love and abundance. Love and abundance. So yeah, so that is coming up this week, and I personally am looking forward to that. I've been talking a bit about an issue I've been having in Australia with some work I'm doing there, and how it's always just like, you know, I feel sorry for the poor boss, my poor boss down there. It's just one thing after another for her. And I'm hoping that Venus-Uranus is going to turn the whole thing around so we can all go, oh my God, we've solved it. It's all fixed. It's all been very Mercury retrograde, everything that's been happening with this situation. But Venus sextile Uranus is the kind of thing that can turn this around, especially because, you know, we're both women and we're both trying our best to sort this out, sort out all the problems that have come up. We don't exactly know what happened. And Venus, sextile Uranus is the kind of thing that can turn something around between two women, or to do with money, or can sort of just make us feel more like, I don't know her, but I really like her on email. It's the kind of thing you can kind of go, oh, okay, well, everything's all right now. Yay. So hopefully there's a bit of that in the air. March the 4th, we have Mars, the planet of action and drive and determination, moving into the sign of Gemini. Now, Gemini is the sign of chit-chat and mouthiness and blah blah, and you know, Mars is a pretty active, busy planet. So when you get Mars moving into Gemini, which we're having now, which hasn't happened for about 2 years, you're going to get a lot of people feeling much more fired up and chit-chatty, especially if, like me, they have Mars in Gemini. You won't be surprised to hear I have Mars in Gemini. So, yeah, so basically, when I was first learning astrology, I remember, my husband would so agree with this. I remember one of my very first mentors telling me, you know, Mars in Gemini. So Mars is like your warrior planet. It's how you know, go after people when you're chasing them down. And, you know, it's the planet of war and anger. And she said, Mars in Gemini, you will talk people to death. And I'm sure my husband would agree with that, poor fellow. I'm always blathering away when we're trying to go to sleep at night, as well as the best one. When I'm like, oh, by the way, darling, blah, 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 blah. He's like, Yasmin, I am half asleep. So Mars in Gemini, we're all going to have a taste of it, which is fun. And that's going to last for a little while. And so what you really want to do is you want to work out which house it's in for you, which house it's in for you. And if you have my Moonology diary, and it doesn't have to be this year's, any year, if you want to know where Gemini is in your chart, I'll just show you the one for this year in case you've got this year's. Go to any new or full moon, okay? I won't try and explain why this works, but maybe I'll give a tiny explanation. So go for where it says, you know, moon of any description in Gemini, like new moon or full moon. In this year's, it's page 126. The diary is now sold out, I'm afraid. Go to page 126 and then look at where it says, what does this lunation mean for you? What does this lunation mean for you? And you will read where the new moon in Gemini is triggering your chart. But guess what? Anything that happens in Gemini will trigger the same part of your chart. So if you want to know where, let me just tell you anyway, for those of you who don't know. Well, no, I'm not going to, because it's not interesting to listen to, but just have a listen, just have a read of it, or else, what else can you do? You can learn astrology, which I was going to tell you about anyway. I do have a book called Astrology Made Easy, which if you would like to understand astrology, as I said this morning when I did a Facebook Live, it's on crazy special right now. It's on literally crazy special. So I'm telling everyone to buy it. Whether or not I should, I don't know, because they're literally practically giving it away. I think it's 99 cents. And you can learn astrology. I mean, that's a good deal. It's the ebook, not the actual book. So you can download it instantly. And when you do, you know, start it. And then pretty soon you'll get to the houses section and you'll find out which house of your chart Gemini rules. And then you'll know where Mars is going to be for the next while. Or it will teach you anything you want to know. So that's actually a good time to mention it. Astrology Made Easy. Now, if you want to get it, let me give you the URL. It's smart URL, so that's SMART URL .it/AME for Astrology Made Easy, AME ebook. One word. So smarturl.it/AME book will take you to where you can buy this book for a ridiculously small amount of money, like 99 cents in the States. I think it's 99p in the UK as well. So yeah, so basically what you want to do, looking at where Gemini is, and in Australia I think it's about $1.50. So in astrology, you know, you kind of want to know where Mars is in your chart. Where's Gemini? Because Mars is now in Gemini. Everyone's got Gemini in their chart somewhere, so you'll find out, is it in your love zone or your work zone? Is it firing you up about money, about friendships, about whatever? So, but overall, it is pretty much what you can hear coming from me right now, which is non-stop blather. Lots and lots of talking. And also, it can be a little bit angry. It can be, you know, argumentative. And, you know, that's just something to be aware of. And if you happen to know, like me, you have Mars in Gemini, then, you know, you really want to be careful, because you're going to have your Mars return and then you just don't want to lose your temper. Be nice. Just put it into sport. I've bought a treadmill. It's going really well. All right. And the last big thing of the week to mention is that Mercury, the planet of communications, is actually going to conjoin Jupiter. Now, under normal circumstances, Mercury conjoining Jupiter would be a really great thing. You'd say it's going to be really good for positive thinking. It's going to be really good for people who need more confidence to express themselves. It's going to be really good for being expansive with how you feel, making nice comments and all that. However, given that Mars is now in Gemini, which is the talk sign, and Jupiter is now on amplification planet Jupiter, will basically put it all together. And as you can imagine, there is going to be a lot of blah blah around this week. And I'm sorry, I do feel as though I may be contributing to it right now. So I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to overcome that by going to the phones, because we have a full board of people who are trying to get through, and they can talk instead of me. And if you want to call, I'm afraid actually I think the lines are probably full right now. But I'll give you the number later if there's a space. All right, so let us go to line 1. We have Ida on line 1. Hi, Ida.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm excited to be here.
You're excited? Okay, let me just turn you up a bit. Oops. So, yeah, go and tell us.
I was just going to say that this morning I was feeling really sad because I had to leave my son on daycare because I had to work some more today.
Oh.
I don't usually do that on Mondays. But now my phone call went through and I'm like a little girl right now. The happiest little girl on earth right now.
Oh, okay. So is your little boy still in at daycare?
Yes, he is.
But he's playing with a little girl, is he? Is that what you're saying?
Say it again?
What did you say about the little girl?
Oh, that I feel like a little girl, like a happy little girl.
Oh.
My phone went through.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased, Ida. Can I just say, I remember when I used to leave my son, Louis, who is now 14, at daycare. Well, we only sent him because he wanted to go. And far from kind of crying, I remember he was more likely to be sad when we picked him up because he was having such a nice time playing with kids. So I don't think kids hate daycare as much as, you know, parents do. We just want to be with them all the time. I still want to be with him all the time, and you know, he's probably running away from me half the time trying to, you know, live his own life, poor child. Anyway, so Ida, you don't have any specific questions today, is that right?
I guess, well, as I listened to your forecast earlier, I kind of adjust my question. I just wanted, I guess a general reading, I guess, in terms of love and money for me.
Okay, let's choose one or the other. Love or money? What's it to be?
Money.
Money. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So it's very interesting, actually. What do you do, Ida, for work?
Well, I'm an architect, but I'm switching careers to trading in the stock market.
Oh, right.
That's what we do more. Yeah.
Wow. Where do you live, Ida?
Where do I live?
Yeah.
Connecticut, the USA.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so you're swapping being an architect for being a trader.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing both. That's what I said. But I'm doing less of architecturing and more of trading.
Okay, well, you know what? You've actually got a good chart to do either of them. You've definitely got an architect's chart because Saturn, which is the planet that builds stuff, is on your ascendant, which is the most personal point on your chart. So you've definitely got the right chart to be an architect. However, you do also definitely have the right chart to be trading as well. Because you've got, well, for one thing, you've got Sagittarius on your second house, which is cash, property, and possessions. And Sagittarius is a sign that doesn't mind taking a few risks. So the fact that you don't mind taking a few risks actually would work with trading, because obviously trading is a little bit risky. You've also got the planet of technology, Uranus, in your second house of cash. So again, that means that earning money online, and I'm sure a lot of trading happens online these days, is that right? Or on the telephone, which is actually probably just as applicable. Okay, so you've got that, so that works. You've also got another thing interesting, which is you've got the Sun and Mercury in your 8th house of other people's money. Okay, and so what are you doing when you're trading? You're basically normally, are you trading other people's money, or are you just trading your own money?
It's my own money.
Only your own money. You're not taking on any clients?
Well, I'm looking forward to that, yes.
Okay, so in the future you'll take on clients. All right, well, you've got a good chart for working with clients as well. I mean, I can't guarantee you it's going to be money, money, money raining down from the heavens. And you do have to be careful, because you do have a chart that doesn't mind taking risks. But overall, it looks quite good. And I drew you a card, and you actually got the full moon in Capricorn, which is the end of a tough cycle approaches. And I know this one has the message, basically, you need to work hard, but you're towards the end of a tough cycle.
Of a difficult cycle, you mean?
Yes, of a difficult cycle.
Oh, that's so wonderful. You made me cry.
Oh, Ida. No, you're definitely through it. And also on your chart, you've just had the planet of chaos, Uranus, going over your Venus, which is your love and abundance planet. So if you're feeling a little bit like life is crazy, that's why. But you're through that now. So just, be positive.
Thank you so much, Yasmin.
You are so welcome, Ida. Lovely to talk to you. So there you go. That is Ida. So we've got a few more minutes, and I'm afraid I'm going to talk more. I said I was going to let you guys do the talking, but okay. You know what? I'll take another call. We have on line 2 Leilani, which is such a beautiful name, and Leilani is going through some big life changes. Are you there, Leilani?
Hello, Yasmin.
Hello, Leilani. I love your name.
Thank you. I love my name too.
Oh, where's it from?
It's Hawaiian.
Oh, it's Hawaiian. Heavenly power. My goodness. All right. Well, that sounds good. So now you're going through some big life changes. You sound very calm for someone who's going through big life changes.
I have a plethora in my spiritual toolbox, and I'm a meditator, and I'm in the healing arts, so I have a lot of tools, and I really believe everything I go through is for my highest good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's good if you can think that. It's good if you can think that. That's amazing, actually. So, Leilani, I just need to ask you, have you had your chart done before?
I have.
Oh, good, because you are a Scorpio, even though you've got 4 planets in Libra.
I'm a double Scorpio rising
yes,
as well.
Yes, but your sun is at 0.59 of Scorpio, so you just made it into being a Scorpio.
Right.
But, that doesn't mean you're kind of a Libran at all. It means you're a Scorpio. That's one misconception a lot of people have, is if you're on the cusp of 2 signs, then you're a bit of this and a bit of that. And in fact, you are, but not because your sun is on the cusp. You're actually more Libran than you are Scorpio, even though you do have 2 important luminary and angle in Scorpio, which is your sun and your ascendant. But you actually have Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus all in Libra. So you're actually also a quadruple Libra, which is kind of interesting. And then you've got your moon in Aries. So you need life to be fun and to be able to live it, in a happy way. So what can I do for you today? Do you want me to look at a particular part of your life, your love life, your career? What's going on? Let me take a little look.
Well, I am in the middle of a move. My lover is probably going to move to the East Coast, and we always knew our relationship was short term. He's quite younger, from Morocco. My career, clients have kind of fallen off given the flu virus, the pandemic we're in. I don't know. I'm moving. I think my boyfriend is going to move and leave. Career, whichever you think is applicable for my chart right now would be great.
Radio, okay. So looking at your chart, Leilani, you've just had the planet of chaos and change, Uranus, going over your Saturn, which is sort of where you're very grounded and you like everything to be solid and stable and the same. And when you get Uranus over your Saturn, it's pretty much like someone pulling the rug from under your feet, okay? So it's very interesting that you have the wisdom to say that you understand that everything that's happening is happening for your highest good, because it is, you know, because let's face it, at the end of the day, you know, if you know you're in a relationship that's short term, I'm not sure, you know, how long do you want to drag it out for anyway? Do you know what I mean? None of us are getting any younger, are we?
Well, I don't know. I have an outlook on age that I'm eternal and I'm as young as I choose to be, you know, so.
So good. Good on you. Good on you. Yeah. You know, but I mean, okay, let's put it another way. You know the relationship's short term. Do you want to have a long-term relationship?
I do.
So,
I'd love to live with a man.
What's that?
I'd love to move in with a man and live with a man and cultivate a longer-term relationship.
Yeah, so, okay, so what has to happen in order for you to have a longer-term relationship? You have to move out of the shorter-term relationship, which is why what's happening is okay. You know, which is why having the rug pulled out from under your feet like this, with him suddenly deciding to go off or whatever, it's okay. It's going to help you.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will say one thing actually, when you do become single, because I'm guessing from this you have no choice. He wants to go and you're happy for him to leave. Is that right?
I'm not happy that he's leaving. We're very connected. I know about some of our past lives. He's actually Muslim and doesn't believe in past lives, but we're very, very connected. And the sad part is I'll be losing my best friend. And I love him and I want him to be happy, and he needs to go find a Muslim wife his age. He's actually 35, so.
Right. Yeah, no, fair enough.
It's been beautiful, but it's heartbreaking as well. We are very, very close.
How long have you been together?
2.5 years.
Well, that's quite a long time for a short-term relationship.
Right. Right.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, all I can say is this. There is a strong indication in your chart that you could meet someone online in the not too distant future.
I don't resonate with that. I always meet my men serendipitously.
Well, I'm telling you, you've got a very good chance of meeting someone online. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But you've got the planet of technology on your love line, basically. So what you choose to do with that is up to you, Miss Leilani.
Okay.
Okay, so that's your love life, basically. There is a big change coming, and there is a good opportunity to meet someone online or meet someone who's Aquarian or Taurian. There's action in your love zone. Let's put it like that. When it comes to finances, Mars moving into Gemini is actually going to be Mars moving into your 8th house, which is all to do with joint financial ventures and joint finances. So I would say over the coming few weeks, it's a really super duper time for you to be getting very fired up about your finances and think about, okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to make my money? And also push through any fears you could have. You've actually got a really good chart for making money online as well. So I don't know what you do, but you've got digital online stuff all over your chart. Like it or not, girlfriend.
It's fascinating because I can only spend so much time on a screen. I just shut down as an empath. But I see clients long distance now. I'm a long distance healer.
Okay, well, you should be able to get some good client capital flowing. And, you know, that's a really mobile job, so you can go anywhere you want.
Right. Right.
So I drew you a card. Do you want to hear it?
Okay.
You got the
Love it.
You got the new moon in Leo card. Confidence is the key to your success. This card heralds the start of a new cycle for you where you're going to feel and look more gorgeous, more in the spotlight, and more like you have something worth showing off. If you want someone's attention, this card says it's coming. However, this may not happen all by itself. You have to be willing to do your bit. That means being proud of who you are and what you have to offer. It may also have to do with going online to find your true love, as your astrologer told you, but you don't have to listen if you don't want to. Think of yourself as the king or queen of the jungle and carry yourself accordingly. This card is also a great omen if you're asking about a creative project. Make time to have fun, have some pride, spoil yourself. You've earned it. So there you go. And it may also be there's someone who's already got their eye on you. So once you're single, he or she may swoop in out of the shadows.
Well, wonderful.
There you go. So that's all the news that's fit to print on that score.
Thank you so much. I love your show. I'm so grateful for Unity.
Oh, me too. Thank you, Leilani. Thank you for calling in. It's really lovely to speak to you.
You too, Blessy.
And to you. Lots of love. All right. So that was the lovely Leilani. I do have a couple of holes in the board now because I've taken a few calls. If you want to call in, 816-251-3555. 816-251-3555 is the number to call. And so after the break, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the 3 pillars of your chart. The 3 pillars of your chart that you need to know about and why you need to know about them. Once you know and understand these 3 pillars of your chart, you will start to be able to understand your chart and anybody else's as well, okay? So you do need to be able to cast your chart. So let me give you the address. You can do it in the break. It's moonmessages.com/free chart, one word. moonmessages.com/free chart. Cast your chart now and I will see you after the break. Thanks, Louis. Thanks for putting in all what they're calling about.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's great. It's really helpful. All right. Okay. So, my little Facebook friends, we have a moment to ourselves. How are we all? Who's got a question? Oh, my Fitbit's buzzing. It's telling me to take some steps. So I am finishing my new deck of Oracle cards, which I haven't really said what they are too much because, oh, we were disconnected, Rolly? Try again. I haven't said too much about them because I don't kind of want to give it away yet, what they're about. I've said it like maybe a little bit, but not really. I just want to keep it kind of a secret. I have to say, I am very excited about them. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I think they're going to be good. They're, I hope, very practical and empowering cards that you can use to kind of find out where you're at and also use to get where you want to go. That's the general gist of them. And I've taken in all, I would say, our favourite things or some of our favourite things, which are angels, goddesses, the 12 5D chakras, just because I like to keep things interesting, and crystals. So they are all in the they're all in the new cards. We just move that. People are saying they're looking forward to the new cards. That's very exciting. Somebody's sending me an email saying the links on my email aren't working, which is really weird because I tested them and they are working, so that's strange. Tracy, I'm excited for when I can purchase them. We're going to do actually a little back area, a bit like we have for the diary, so it's be like a little mini site for people who buy the cards, maybe some instructions on how to use cards. I've done a few videos along those lines. Monica, love you got the angels in. Yeah, look, the angels have made it pretty clear to me that the angels want to stick around. They made it clear to me when I stopped working with Doreen Virtue. I was in the bath in Fulham, where I used to live, and I had a very, 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 very clear message that the angels still wanted to work with me, even though I was no longer going to work with Doreen. And crystals, I'm sure many of you know, crystals came and just got me like that, and which I love crystals, and I kind of had a pause on them because I wanted to research this whole business about the mining and the ethics and all that, and I've come out the other side of that, so that's really cool. And those of you who know Hibiscus Moon, the crystals lady, I was excited to see the other day. She was talking about her daily morning routine, and guess what's in her morning routine? Reading my Moonology book, my Moonology diary. It's amazing. And also there are oils in there because I love working with essential oils, which I've been doing since Moonology, since I wrote the Moonology book. Oh, here we go. And what else is in there? I'm not sure. There's so much stuff. I think they're good. I kind of get excited by them, but who knows? Here we go, guys.
What's happening in the skies? Welcome back to Astrology with Yasmin.
That's me. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Before I go and take some more calls, I am going to tell you that about the 3 pillars of the chart that you need to know when you're learning astrology. And you know what? I remember when I learned astrology, which was probably more than 20 years ago now. I don't even want to say how long. It was more than 20 years ago. When I learned astrology, I was saying this morning, I remember like looking at articles and posts and things like that about astrology, saying the 3 main things you need to look at when you're looking at a chart. And it all seems so complicated. But now, all these years later, I can tell you, yeah, that's exactly right. Look at these 3, I call them pillars, the 3 main pillars of the chart. The sun, the moon, and the rising sign, okay? And I'm just going to quickly go through this. So basically, the sun is the essential you. It's who you really are, okay? So it's what you call a star sign. Astrologers call a sun sign. So, you know, if you're a Leo or a Sagittarius or a Cancerian, a moon child, as I call them, a Capricorn, that's who you really, really are. Now, in the case of the first caller today, she had her sun in Scorpio, but she had 4 planets in the sign of Libra, okay? Now, you kind of go, well, which is more important? Because the sun is really important. It's the essential you. You know, if you think about it, the sun is the giver of life in the skies, and you know, we're all going around the sun. So the sun is like the heart, the beating heart of the solar system, and it's extremely important. Is it outranked by 4 planets in the neighbouring sign, 2 of which I think were generational, which basically means that every one of that generation has them? It's a hard one. I sometimes put it like this. I'm pretty sure that Brad Pitt has his sun in Sagittarius and then 4 planets in neighbouring Capricorn. So, you know, I sometimes joke that he's a closet Capricorn. You know, he's secretly a Capricorn, even though his star sign is Sagittarius. So, I mean, in some ways you could say that the first caller today, if I could just find her chart, it was a second caller, and it was Leilani actually, and it was Leilani. And so Leilani, you could say Leilani is a Scorpio, but she's kind of a closet Libran because she has 4 planets in Libra. But the sun is the essential you. It's really hard to kind of go past how important the sun is. The rising sign is the most personal point on your chart, okay? Everybody's heard of the rising sign these days, also known as the ascendant, okay? So you could be Leo sun and Virgo rising, or Sagittarius sun and Aquarius rising, or whatever. They're not connected. So one is where the sun was from our vantage point here on Earth, at the moment that you were born. The other is the constellation that was coming up over the eastern horizon at the moment you were born. So basically what we're talking about here is the rising sign is like, imagine it rises right up in front of you. It's like the mask you wear. It's your social face, you know. So you might be, say, you might be Leo. Let's put it the other way. You might be Virgo, but you've got Leo rising, say, because they're quite different signs. The signs that are next to each other are often very different. So, you know, you might be, doesn't matter, you could be Leo with Virgo rising or Virgo with Leo rising. Basically, who you really are and how you come across is not going to be the same thing. And we all know people like that. You know, once you get to know them, they're like, whoa. You know, they're very different once you get to know them. So, you know, that's the rising sign. It's the way you come across in the world. It's not who you really are. And once you get to really know someone, you get to know who they really are. And as I like to say, you know, people are always saying to me, oh, guess my star sign. And I like to think that I get it right a fair bit, actually, weirdly enough. But I think that's more intuition. Because when you just meet someone, what you see is their rising sign. It's the part of you that they're willing to show you. They're not going to show you the essential you the first time you meet them, or most people aren't going to. And then the third thing, so it's sun, rising, and moon sign. In no particular order, probably sun, moon, and rising is a more traditional order. And the moon sign is where the moon was when you were born, which, you know, where in the skies, and also it's about what you need, okay? So think of, I mean, one of the classic moon things would be, for me as a moon child, you know, and a doting mother, breastfeeding. Like, that's such a moon thing to do, because it's the mother and the baby and the milk and the breast and the nurturing and the feeding. You know, it's kind of all in there. So if you think of all the different aspects that make up breastfeeding, femininity, you know, goddesses, children, looking after, all those things, that's all very moon. And the moon is the goddess. The moon is the goddess incarnate, or the goddess is the moon incarnate. I'm never really sure which way that goes, so I just say it both ways. It's actually a line from Demetra George's book, Mysteries of the Dark Moon. And, you know, I love the idea that the moon and the goddess, they are, for me, totally connected. So, and your moon sign shows what you need, what feeds you, and, you know, it will tell you about your family and your home and your mother and all sorts of things like that. So they are the three things to know. And what you really want to know on top of that is, which house are they in? So are you a 7th house Virgo, or are you a 3rd house Cancerian, or a 1st house Gemini, or whatever? Once you know where your sun is, it kind of tells you where your focus is this life. And which house it's in is dependent on your rising sign. And then your moon is in there as well. And then you kind of want to see how those planets and angles and luminaries are behaving. You know, is your moon making an easy aspect to the lucky planet Jupiter? Well, that's great. Or is your sun clashing with Saturn? You know, then you're going to have a bit more issues to work through this lifetime. So there's all that. So I started thinking about all this, and as I was thinking about all this, I was reminded of the fact that, by the way, this book teaches you all that. It's the Astrology Made Easy book. And it's on sale for a ridiculously low price. So it actually is quite fortuitous that I happen to be talking about the 3 pillars of the chart today. If you want to know more, get the ebook, Astrology Made Easy. It's 99 cents in America, which is just crazy if you ask me. And it's not going to be like that for long, obviously. And I would love it if you wanted to hop into it. So I'll give you the URL. It's smarturl.it. So smart, or smart, you say in America, smart, SMART URL.it/AMEE book. So smarturl.it/AMEE book. there you'll get it. Astrology Made Easy on Amazon, on Kindle, from Booktopia, wherever you can download books. It's cheap as chips, pretty much all over the world. I think it's 99 cents to get the whole book, ebook. In America, I think it's 99p here in England. And I think it's $1.50 or something in Australia, and you will learn all about that. But if you just get started with the sun, moon and rising sign, understand that, and you will start to see your life going, oh my God, it's all starting to make sense. It's a fascinating, fascinating subject. All right, so let us go to the lines, and I wanted to speak to Kathy, who is on line 4, because Kathy is thinking about having a career change, and I find that quite interesting, so let us know. Tell me, Kathy, what's news?
Hi.
Hello.
So, first of all, I just want to tell you that I came upon you through Hay House, I believe. I follow Bradley and his archangels. And I've always had this beautiful feeling whenever the moon was full, and I would just stand outside and just bask in its brilliance. And then suddenly I learned of you, and I've been following you. I bought your Moonology book.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I'm excited.
Thank you very much, Kathy. That's wonderful to hear. You're very poetic.
Oh, thank you.
Are you a poet?
I do love to write, and I do love to dabble in many things.
Right. Well, you're a Gemini, so you know. So,
Yeah.
Kathy, you want to know about a career change, do you? But before we do that, shall I just go through your chart a little bit?
Yes. Love that.
Okay, so you are a Gemini, which is probably one of the reasons why you love to write, and you do have a very poetic kind of way with words. I could hear that just in the first few minutes. But you've got Scorpio rising. So here's a good example of the sun and the rising sign not being quite the same. So on the one hand, Kathy's got her sun in Gemini. Her star sign is Gemini. So she's going to be chatty, communicative, loves to read, loves to write, loves to kind of, talk basically and connect with people. But she's got Scorpio rising, and Scorpio is like a deep, dark sign of mystery, so she's going to come across as quite mysterious. And what we can hear of the Gemini is, okay, she's obviously very articulate and she's poetic. Hope you don't mind me talking about you like you're not here, Kathy. But it's all quite mysterious, she's not giving anything away. So that's like a really good example of the Gemini sun and the Scorpio rising. What do you think of that, Kathy?
It sounds like you hit the target.
Oh, good.
I don't like to really reveal myself. I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm private or secretive, or it's not that I have deep, dark secrets or anything like that, but I think, I'm also like a highly sensitive person. I've always been told I'm so sensitive. I feel like I feel people, like what they're going through. It affects me at times.
So, in other words, you're empathic.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm what they call like a fringe dweller. Like I feel different. I feel like I'm wired different than other people, which is HSP, highly sensitive person.
Okay.
I don't have all the characteristics, but yeah.
That's actually a diagnosis, is it? HSP.
And I kind of feel like I can see like things that people don't see. Like when I'm observing a picture, I see things, and then when I point it out to somebody, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that," but I see it right away.
Right.
So
interesting. So I didn't know that HSP is like it's a personality trait, is it? And thought to have an increased or deeper central nervous system sensitivity to physical, emotional, and social stimuli.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, because someone I know, and on the same sort of Google page as the highly sensitive person information, is information about sensory processing sensitivity. And one of the most, well, probably the most intuitive person I know, I won't say her name because I'm about to give some private information, but she has, I think, sensory processing limitations in terms of talking. She's fine if she's reading it, but if you talk at her too much, she starts to kind of spin out. And so that seems to go hand in hand with being an HSP, and she is so intuitive and basically psychic. Do you find that you've got that psychic ability as well?
At times I do, but then I feel like I lose confidence.
Ah.
What if somebody, says, oh, but I do feel at times, like for instance, in my dreams, I'll have some really deep dreams. And the other night I had a dream about Rick Leventhal. I don't know if you know him. He's a Fox News commentator, and he just married Real Housewives.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Of Orange County. And I had a dream that he was just weeping profusely, and he had something to share with everybody, but then I woke up, and I'm just waiting to see, something, because I follow them on Instagram.
Okay.
So I don't know, but at times, I can feel, it's almost like I can feel like, I don't know if I want to say the demons of people.
Oh.
Like bad thoughts and that. Like, if I pick up on vibes, like if a guy asks me to go out and I don't feel good about it, I'm like, oh, no, thank you. Because I'll feel their vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, that's quite handy to be able to suss them out without getting your heart broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like better than dating lots of horrible people.
Right. I haven't dated, actually. I mean, I've only dated one person, and that was a failure, like, since my divorce in 2005. But,
Okay.
And then even with other people, like where I work, or where I had worked, just some really toxic vibes, and I didn't want to associate with them. I could just feel, the vibes. I don't know. That's what.
Yeah, no, that's basically called being an empathic person or being an empath. You can, I don't know, I don't think I'm an empath, I'm not sure, I don't think I am, but I have seen things on the internet where they say, do a test, are you an empath? Basically, empaths feel other people's feelings.
Yeah. And,
I do believe that in the years to come, people will pay you to be an empath. You'll be paid to go and feel your feeling or feel other people's feelings, because people will kind of use it for nefarious means, which will be they'll want to, know what the opposition is doing in business or, that kind of thing. So you're almost certainly an empath. Now, let's get to your question, because you do have a question. Is your question about your career?
Yes.
Okay, so what's happening? Are you working at the moment?
Well, I did have a little part-time job, but it's nothing, with regard to what I went to school for, to college for.
What did you go to college for?
To be a speech therapist.
Ah.
And I'm not having any luck finding a job, which is really odd, right? Because I'm limited to only work in the schools. And I am older. I'll be 67. I don't know if it's a competitive thing or what's going on. I was a full-fledged speech-language pathologist, which takes care of everything, the paperwork, which is the voluminous scheduling and servicing and meetings. I'm ending meetings, and I'm just so burned out on that all I want to do is just service children with their goals, work on their goals, write their progress reports, and go home. I don't really want to be entangled in the meetings and
in the bureaucracy. Yeah.
Of parents, and it gets crazy, and you have to deal with so many feelings and personalities. You know, you have to work with general education teachers, administrators, and on, and I'm pretty much burned out.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Kathy, you need to look at yourself as a healer, because you've got Chiron, the wounded healer, in your 6th house of daily work and health at the moment. So if you can just reposition yourself in your head as a healer, I think it's going to really help you. And of course, it's good you've isolated that you don't want to be doing all the paperwork and the meetings. So that to me sounds like working freelance. Yeah? So I drew you a card. Can I tell you the card that you got?
Yes.
You actually got the new moon eclipse card, which is expect powerful change. So something big is coming. Yeah, something big is coming. So, you know, and what it says is, if you want an affirmation that you can achieve your dreams and get your desired outcome, then this is it. So I really think in your head, if you reposition yourself in your head as a healer, it will help you with this job, because that's basically what you're doing, is you're healing people. It's just in the traditional medical paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
You are so welcome, Kathy. Thank you for calling in. I hope that helps you. Just remember, you're a healer. That will help you. All right?
Okay.
All right. Lots of love. Okay, so that was Kathy. We've got a few minutes left here. So what I want to tell you before anything else is I want to talk to you about my free Moonology Manifesting Challenge, which starts this coming Sunday. So it's the last chance I have to tell you about it. It's free, costs not anything at all. And I'm doing it because I really want to start to help people with their manifesting. I've grown in my own self in terms of teaching people about manifesting and about how to work with the moon and all this. You know, I've been teaching this stuff for 20 years, and I just feel like now I want to get a bit more systematic about it. And truth be told, I wouldn't mind doing a 30-day moon challenge, because that could take us from one new moon through the quarter moon, through the full moon, through the third quarter moon, and then you know, through the dark moon and back to the new moon. That's be a month. And I'd love to do that, but I'm not ready yet. It's a lot of work to get this sorted. So we are starting small. Okay, we are starting with a 7-day Moonology Manifesting Challenge. 7 days to making wishes that work. And, you know, I am someone who cares a lot about the message I'm giving out. I don't ever want to say anything that I don't think that I can back up. And so I'm really aware of the fact that I'm going to be teaching people on the premise of I'm going to teach you how to make wishes that work, okay? So where do I get the, you know, audacity to say such a thing and also really, really believe it? And the reason is that I've been doing this stuff for more than 20 years, as I said, and you know, I've seen it work. And I gave a really good example, I think, last week, where I had done some manifesting, some new moon manifesting about Oprah, you know, Oprah Winfrey, you know, Oprah, I'm sure you do, everybody knows Oprah. And all I did was I grabbed my exercise book, which, you know, I basically have as a journal, and I did a fairly rough and ready sketch of me and Oprah chatting on, you know, a set on her show, or just with the idea of I would love to connect with Oprah. I love Oprah. I know some people have all sorts of crazy conspiracy theories about her. Please don't email me with those. I've heard about them. I don't believe them for 1 second, okay? So I had, last time I mentioned this, I had someone writing to me going, can't believe you're talking about Oprah when blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I don't buy that. If you do, that's fine. But please don't bother me with it because it just upsets me, frankly. Anyway, Anyway, so nothing had come of this little visualization or this little drawing I'd done. I was really surprised. And I'd kind of forgotten about it. In fact, when you're manifesting, one of the things to do is to just forget about it. But this is how convinced I am that we can create our own reality with our wishes and with little things like drawing or vision boards or affirmations or, you know, visualizations or whatever. So I probably would have done that drawing, I don't know, 6 months ago. And about 5 days ago, I hope I didn't tell you this story last week, but it was quite something to me. About, I don't know, say 5 days ago or 6 days ago, I don't know, I suddenly remembered that drawing. Something reminded me of it. And I thought, hang on a minute, didn't I do that little manifestation for Oprah? Not a big one, a really little one, just to kind of to keep me going. And I thought, that's weird. Nothing ever happened. Nothing ever came of it. Now, why would I think such a thing? I would think such a thing because manifestation works. You know, I'm surprised if a manifestation doesn't come to pass. So that was an example. I was like, hang on a minute, why didn't that Oprah thing? Nothing with Oprah whatsoever. That's weird. And I just sort of, a thought just go through your head and out the other side. Anyway, so literally about 3 days after that, I get a message. I'm sitting watching television, actually, I think I was. And the amazing Colette Barron Reed, if you know her, sends me a Facebook Messenger comment. And I'm like, oh, what's Colette got to say for herself? And she goes, oh my God, have you seen Oprah.com? We are both in there. I'm like, what? And it turns out that on Oprah.com, they've actually done an Oracle Cards special, the 19 best Oracle cards in the world for whatever. And just the 19 best Oracle cards, I think it's called. And lo and behold, my beautiful Moonology cards are in there. And that was literally like 3 or 4 days after I'd been thinking, that's so weird, nothing happened. So for one thing, what I want to tell you is, look at that, okay? Someone who says, I know that wishes come true. I'm surprised when they don't, okay? So that's how much I believe in this stuff, okay? So you have to really believe it. Not go, oh yeah, of course nothing happened because this stuff's all nonsense, blah, 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 you know? Oh yeah, why did as if I'm going to hear from Oprah. You know, like you can't go into negativity and then be surprised when the universe doesn't listen to you. You know, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm literally using it as this really convenient example of doing the visualization, surrendering it to the divine, which I did because I forgot about it, which when you surrender to the divine, you know, the ideal thing is to forget about it. And then, I have to go, I'm out of time. More about this on my Facebook 11:11 a.m. But you get the picture. Believe you can do it, all right? Sorry, I got so carried away chit-chatting. I was warming to my subject. Thanks, Louis.
No problem, great show.
Thank you. So, yeah, let me finish. I can finish on here. So there was that thing with Oprah, and it, you know, basically, to me, it was like, okay. And I don't know if you've ever seen me talking about manifesting, but I'm always talking about take baby steps. Take baby steps. Hey, you must have heard me say that. I've said it 20 million billion times, okay? So to me, you know, if I want to keep working on this, which I'm not sure if I will or I won't, let's see what happens. Probably I will. But, you know, that's a little, you know, I always say watch for signs. Well, if I don't know if having my cards on Oprah.com is not a sign that that manifestation is bubbling away, then I don't know what is, you know? So what I'm saying is this stuff works. And we should all know that. And we've kind of been robbed of the belief in this by, dare I say, the patriarchy, who knew that women were much more powerful than anything, and they started to kill us, burn us, hang us, drown us for doing stuff like this. So, and another thing, why we do the forgiveness. We do the forgiveness because that clears all our junk out. And once you get clear, then you're a better manifester. So, if you want to join me and learn about how to do this, I'm doing the Moonology Manifesting Challenge, and it starts on March the 7th. We've already had thousands of people have signed up. If you haven't signed up yet, let me give you the address. It's also in the link above. www.moonmessages.com/MMC for Moonology Manifesting Challenge, and it's FREE free. Okay, so there you go. All right, that is me. Rant over. I have to go and finish my cards. I've nearly done them. Mwah, mwah. Sorry if I'm rabbiting on.